Welcome back. In this video I will go through the driving test points sheet for cars. I will explain how the K53 examiners will mark you during your driver's license test and see what errors will cost you the most points and what areas you need to focus on most. I will go through part 2 of the points sheet, namely the road test. The maximum number of penalty points for the road test depends on the duration of the road test. The longer the road test, the higher the maximum number of penalty points. For example, at 21 minutes, the maximum penalty points allowed are 168. At 45 minutes, the maximum penalty points allowed are 360. The examiner takes the time you spend on road and multiply it with 8. You will pass if you do not exceed the maximum number of penalty points. Now let's go through the points sheet. Let's begin with moving off, waiting too long. This happens when student comes to a stop and road is clear for a long distance, or when student waits for cars to stop at, let's say perhaps a 4-way stop. You were first at stop, do not wait until the car that are approaching to stop, you could have go while car is approaching. If student moved off and car went back, the examiner will draw a circle around the black rectangle, indicating a fail. It will be a roll and test will be stopped. Next, the steering method. When student cross hands while turning, examiner will make a mark at method. Each mark counts 1 point for crossing hands. You should use the push and pull method on the road test. Next, steering too wide or cutting. When you're turning right, position your vehicle correctly. It should not cut the corner when turning right, and also you should not wait too long to turn, then you will turn wide. Examiner will make a mark at wide/cut. It will be 4 points. Next, wandering. When doing the road you should try to stay in the lane. When you drive and car goes left right, examiner will mark you 4, wanders in road, it will be 2 points. Next, straddles. Your vehicle should be positioned correctly for the route you're taking. If lanes are marked, make sure you're in the middle of the lane. Avoid straddling lanes. Lane straddling is where a vehicle is positioned over lane lines rather than between them, therefore it's occupying more than one lane. Examiner will mark at strad when it happens, and it is 2 points. Now for the use of the clutch. When doing the road test your foot should not rest on the clutch. The examiner will mark you every 8 seconds for foot resting on clutch. The examiner will mark at rides, it will be 1 point. And also you should not hold clutch into free, like we know it, it will be coasting, and you will lose 3 points for that. Next, gear changing. When changing gears you're not allowed to look at the gears, your eyes should be on the road. When you look at the gear, examiner will mark you for eyes, this will be 5 points. Also, when changing gears you should do it when it is safe. You cannot change gears while you are turning. If so, the examiner will mark you for gear whilst turning, it will be 4 points. Next up, signaling. When given the instruction to do a hand signal, left, right, or the hand signal of stop, and you did not do the necessary observations, like when you did not check the mirrors or did not check the blind spot, the examiner will mark at mirror, and at BLSP, mirrors will be 3 points and the blind spot will be 5 points. If you did not give the correct signal, examiner will mark you for not giving the correct signal, at that will be 3 points. Next is intersections, vehicle entrances and driveways. When passing entrances, driveways, or intersections, you must check mirrors and check the entrances or driveways for safety. If not, examiner will mark you for not checking mirrors before checking roads, and also mark you for not checking roads left or right. Not checking mirrors will be 3 points, and not checking roads 5 points. When turning into a new road or when you do a lane change you should use indicator. If not, the examiner will mark at SIG, meaning you did not indicate. This will be 5 points. Also, if you change lanes or turn in a new road and indicator went off and you did not turn or changed lanes yet, examiner will mark you after 5 seconds for not indicating. She will mark at SIG can, this will be 4 points. For the ending, the points for stopping. When you do the road test and you just stop, let's say you want to turn right, and you have no stop, and the road is clear for you, but you stop, the examiner will mark you for needless stopping. When approaching a stop, you must first press foot brake then clutch. If you press clutch first before the foot brake, examiner will mark BR, indicating you did not use brake first. this will be 2 points. If you did not check mirrors before engaging the foot brake, examiner will mark at mirror for not checking mirrors. Remember, you should check the mirrors before changing gears, before checking the roads left and right, and before accelerate or slowing down. If not, the examiner will mark you and it's 3 points not for checking mirrors. When you stopped and you pull up park brake, but did not use the button of the park brake, examiner will mark PBR.RAT. It means application of parking brake without using release mechanism. This will be 1 point. Your limit for your mistakes are 8 points per minute for the road test. Example, if you drive 20 minutes on the road, 20 times 8 is equal to 160, your limit will be 160 points. If you accumulate 160 points or less, you pass the road test. But if you have 161 or more, you fail. Thank you for watching. Until next time, please like and subscribe.